This dog ignores me on purpose. And if you think that makes him a bad dog, you're exactly the kind of person who shouldn't own one. Not because you're a bad person, but because this breed was never created to listen the way most people expect dogs to listen. It was created to make decisions when no human is around. And that difference matters more than people realize. Most people are used to pets. Pets are designed to look to humans for guidance, for reassurance, for commands. A livestock guardian dog is the opposite. This dog was designed to operate when no one is watching, when there's no instruction coming, when something feels wrong but no one has confirmed it yet. And that's where the misunderstanding starts. People comment all the time asking why he doesn't come when called, why he doesn't react, why he seems stubborn or distant or uninterested. They assume something is wrong. They assume he's poorly trained. They assume he's ignoring me out of defiance or lack of respect. But that assumption comes from a pet mindset, not a working one. A pet dog is trained to respond immediately. A working guardian dog is trained, and more importantly, bred, to evaluate first. And evaluation takes time, silence, stillness, observation. This breed existed long before fences, long before cameras, long before humans stood nearby supervising every movement. These dogs guarded flocks in open land, often at night, often alone, often far from help. If a guardian dog waited for permission every time something felt off, animals would die. If it waited for a command before acting, predators would already be inside the flock. Independence isn't a flaw in this breed. It's the entire point. And once you understand that, the behavior stops looking like disobedience and starts looking like intelligence. When he pauses instead of reacting, when he ignores random noise, when he chooses where to stand or what to watch, he's not being lazy. He's not being stubborn. He's processing. He's asking a different question than most dogs ask. A pet dog asks, "What do you want me to do?" A livestock guardian dog asks, "What's happening right now?" And those are not the same thing. One is command-based. The other is situation-based. There have been moments on the farm where something didn't feel right. A sound, a shift in the air, a movement I couldn't see yet. And instead of responding to me, instead of coming when called, he planted himself exactly where he needed to be. He positioned himself between the livestock and whatever he was sensing. He didn't bark. He didn't panic. He didn't look back at me for instructions. He simply stood there, alert, calm, watching. And in those moments, if I had forced obedience, if I had insisted that coming when called mattered more than awareness, I would have broken the very instincts that make him reliable. This is the part most people never see. They see the lack of excitement. They see the lack of responsiveness. They don't see the constant decision-making happening underneath. They don't see the mental work. They don't see the discipline it takes to not react to every sound, to not chase every movement, to not bark at every disturbance. Calm isn't passivity. Calm is control. That's why so many of these dogs end up returned, rehomed, or labeled as bad fits. People expect tricks. They expect instant recall. They expect engagement on demand. They expect the dog to fit neatly into their lifestyle. But a livestock guardian dog doesn't exist to entertain you. It exists to protect something vulnerable. And that means your life has to adapt to the job, not the other way around. If you want a dog that performs on command, this isn't the breed. If you want a dog that checks in constantly, this isn't the breed. If you want a dog that exists to please you, this isn't the breed. But if you value calm presence, quiet confidence, and independent decision-making, this dog is unmatched. There is nothing flashy about a good guardian dog. In fact, the best days with a guardian dog are the boring ones. No drama, no chaos, no excitement. Because boring means everything is safe. Most people associate intelligence with obedience. But obedience isn't intelligence. It's compliance. Intelligence is knowing when not to act. Intelligence is restraint. Intelligence is reading a situation and choosing the least disruptive response. Noise isn't awareness. Excitement isn't vigilance. Calm decision-making is. That's why trying to train a guardian dog like a pet often backfires. You can teach commands, but if you prioritize obedience over judgment, you end up with a dog that listens beautifully and protects poorly. And protection is the whole reason this breed exists. You don't want a guardian that reacts to every command. You want one that reacts to real threats, even when you don't see them yet. This dog isn't ignoring me. He's working. He's watching. He's thinking. And the moment you stop trying to control a working dog like a pet is the moment you finally start to understand why these dogs have been trusted for thousands of years. They don't need constant direction. They need space to do what they were bred to do. Once you accept that, everything changes. The behavior that once felt frustrating starts to feel reassuring. The silence starts to feel intentional. The independence starts to feel earned. And instead of asking, why won't this dog listen? You start asking the better question. What does this dog see that I don't?